Good morning, everyone. We had a little technical difficulties there. Wendy kicked the leg of the tripod. We did not have an earthquake here in Grant County. No, everything's fine. Let me reach up here and see if I can adjust this just a little bit, and we won't have a disaster happen. So that's a little better, isn't it? Well, it's time for a little story. I've got a story to share from my own life. This happened to me. But before I do that, I forgot to put my hat on yesterday, so I don't want to do that today. Here's just a red hat. Now that a lot of people wear them like this, but if it gets windy, you put it on lock. You wear it like that, and so that makes it a little tighter there. And so you get out in the wind, you just remember just turn that hat just a little bit, and that locks it down, and you can withstand a windstorm. So I've got a little bit of a story for you, a Bible verse. First, Proverbs 16:18 says, "Pride goeth before a fall, and a haughty spirit before destruction." A haughty spirit is someone that thinks too much of themselves. And you're all full of pride, and you think you're better than everybody, and nobody can tell you anything, and don't try to correct me, because I know everything I do is right. And nobody's right all the time. And so that's someone with a haughty spirit. And it says, again, pride goeth before a fall, and a haughty spirit before destruction. And it doesn't stop there. The next verse says, better it is to be of a humble spirit. So it's better to have a humble spirit, not to be all walking around with your nose in the air and thinking you're better than everybody. And so I've got a story to tell you. It's a story when I have to admit, I was a young boy, but at the time, I was feeling pretty proud. I was proud of myself. Yeah, we lived outside of Cumberland, Maryland, out in the country. And the property we had was a big flat piece of property. My dad had a garden out a ways from the house, and we had a nice yard that I spent many an hour mowing that yard with a push mower and a riding mower, both. And when I was about 12 years old, we had a white cat. And I can't remember, I think the cat's name was Frosty, but I'm not sure. We had more than one white cat. And there's Snowball and Frosty, but I think it was Frosty. And the back of the house had a set of sliding glass doors where you could look out onto the concrete patio and then into the backyard. And one day, as we were there looking, I was looking out the back glass of the sliding glass door. Our cat showed up on the concrete patio there, and it had a little mouse in its mouth. And when I saw that, I said something about it, and my brothers and sisters, I've got 5 brothers and sisters. My mom and dad were both there, and we must have been eating or something. We were all kind of there together in the kitchen, and before long, we were all right there at the door watching the cat through the glass door there. That cat was toying. He was playing with that mouse. He dropped that mouse, and the mouse was hurt just a little bit, and the mouse would try to get away, and the cat would pounce on him and pick him up and toss him in the air, and he was just toying with that little mouse. And my sisters, they were feeling sorry, but my mom she wanted nothing to do with that mouse, and everybody was safe inside, and they were all talking about it back and forth, and I kind of took it upon myself. I said, I can save that mouse. I was feeling proud. And before they could stop me, I opened that door and stepped out on the patio. And by now, the cat had the mouse out in the backyard. It had moved away. It kind of looked like it wanted us to see the trophy that it had caught, the mouse it had caught. And now the cat had moved out in the yard, and so I walked out to check it out. As a 12-year-old boy, I just wanted to see what was going on. The cat was out there and had that little mouse. When I got out there where that cat had that mouse, the cat let go of the mouse. He wanted me to see it. Well, that mouse saw an opportunity. He didn't really know what I was, but he said, this is my chance. And before I knew it, that mouse had run up my shoe on the outside of my pants leg. He ran up my right leg, up my side, and all the way up to my shoulder, and he ran across my back to the other shoulder and ran down this side and down this leg. And when that mouse went up this side and across and down this side, guess what the cat did? That's right, the cat followed it. Only when the cat followed it, it had its claws out. It climbed me like you would climb a tree. Our cat climbed this side and ran across my shoulder behind the mouse and down this leg, and the whole time it had its claws out. It was clawing onto me. It was after that mouse. That mouse wasn't going to get away. And I was trying to, nothing I could do. It just happened in a flash. And then the mouse kind of ran across a little ways in the grass, and the cat pounced on him. He got him. And at this point, I was no longer interested in trying to rescue the mouse. He was getting whatever he got. But I turned around and looked towards the house when all that was going on, and after the mouse had run up and down my body, and everybody at the sliding glass door was rolling. They were all laughing. All my brothers and sisters, my mom and dad, they all found this hilarious. They had seen it. I marched out there like I was big and bad and tough, full of pride. And that little mouse, just a couple inches long, that little mouse kind of humbled me. Run up and across and down, and that cat followed with his claws. Oh, the pain. I learned my lesson that day. I've never forgotten that day. You know, I try to be careful. Don't come into the room and acting like you're all big and bad. Instead, you know, let me remind you again what those verses said. Remember, Proverbs 16:18 said, "Pride goeth before a fall, and a haughty spirit before destruction." And the next verse then said, "Better it is to be of a humble spirit." Learn to be humble. And so, how do you be humble? Well, you let someone else go before you in line. Yeah, maybe you're waiting in line, and you're in the grocery line, and you've got a cart full of food, and you look, and there's somebody behind you, and they've only got 3 or 4 items, and you say, "Hey, you can go in front of me." And most people are very gracious about that. "Oh, thank you so much." They're surprised. Or maybe they're at your house. Maybe you're not going to the grocery store right now because you have to stay away from people, but your brothers and your sisters are there, and your moms and dads, and so, you know, maybe you say to your brother, "You can have the bigger piece of cake." Whoa. Your brother, he might look at you surprised because you've never acted like that. You've always wanted the biggest and the best, and now you're displaying humility. You're being humble. You tell him, "You go ahead and have the bigger piece." Or you let your sister pick out the next movie that you're going to watch. You're older, and you always have said, "I get to pick." That's pride. Maybe it'd be a good time for you to tell your little sister, "We'll watch your movie. You pick one out." Huh. Who knows? She might hug you. She might plant a kiss on your cheek. You'll have to wipe it off. "Oh my goodness, stop kissing me." That'd be a good thing. So, try to get along today. Don't argue and don't fight. And kick pride out the door. Let's learn to be humble. Have a good day. See you next time.